The 972nd edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is picking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMASGPN.
Heidi ho, degenerinos. Welcome to episode 972 of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to Chris Duncan, my boy. Came through for me last night, won via submission, plus 345. I should probably give a shout. I think it was Mark Goddard. I should give him a shout out too, because apparently he had the same play. So very, very easily could have been a TKO for a minute and a half leading up to this episode.
I don't think so. Like, oh, you mean for Duncan? I thought you were going to say
yes, for Duncan. Yes.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
No.
Yeah. You could have given Duncan a TKO too, because I heard some complaints that like McKinney could have gotten it stopped.
No,
I thought Duncan did a good job of just like moving enough to show that like
that's
while Days
all refs want.
He was still there. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I agree. Could have been a TKO pretty easily, but I kept being like, the rear naked choke's right there. They're not stopping it. Just the rear naked choke. And like exactly. It wound up being a Darce or whatever, but like there were so many submission chances there.
I'm the dessert warrior, Jeff Fox. You can buy a lot of desserts when you cash plus 345. The voice you heard, Daniel Gamble, and then the man who said UFC 323 was going to be a bit of a bummer because the top two fights, it was kind of predictable what was going to happen, the outcome of them. So what do you think of that, Gumby? What do you think of that prediction?
Definitely good enough. Yeah, you can't ever predict dislocated. By the way, did you hear the post? You definitely didn't, because you never watched the post-fight show.
No, but I've heard talk about it a lot. Dislocated shoulder. No,
dislocated shoulder. That's definitely, undoubtedly. I'm not a doctor. Not a doctor. I'm quite positive that was not his shoulder. There's even like a clip of him like walking out of the cage gripping his elbow. It's like, it's very obviously his elbow. He's holding his elbow and waving the fight up. It's his elbow. So like, yeah, you can't predict dislocated. We're going to call it what it is, an elbow. And then, you know what's kind of interesting about the Piotr Jan fight versus Merab Dvalishvili? I've got a take on it after. So I went back and I watched it a second time because it's good enough to watch twice, and I'm a sicko. And despite the fact that I was doing all my prep work for every regional show we're going to do this morning, I squeezed that in too. But like, here's my thought. It didn't actually look all that different than the first one. If you go back and you watch the first one, Merab spams a bunch of takedowns, and he does hit a few more, not a ton more, but like he actually whiffs on a lot in the first fight. He puts a better pace on Jan than Jan puts on him, which, by the way, he outstruck him in 3 out of 5 rounds. The big difference is that this time when Jan hit him, he hurt him. Yep. It really was the only difference, is that like, because like if you take the 2 rounds where Jan hits him to the body, and he kind of crumbles, or it clearly shows it hurt him. I mean, like, without that shot, like the rounds were like pretty darn close. Like, I'm not saying it definitely would have swung it, or Jan definitely wouldn't have won those rounds, but like one judge already had 2 rounds from Merab. Like, swinging one of those 2 other rounds would have had him at least on one judge's scorecards. And if he swung both of them, you could have gotten 2. Like, there were some rounds that were undoubtedly Jan, and like obviously hurting him to the body made him even further undoubtedly Jan. But like, really the only stark difference is that this time Jan was like, when I'm going to throw, he's going to feel it. And of course he like went forward a little bit more than he did in the first fight. But like, it's kind of wild that like the only adjustment was like, I just need to throw with like more intention than I did in the first fight.
Yeah. Also could be Merab is mortal now. He's fought a lot recently, and
weight cuts and
up there in age. And yep.
That would explain why his body got hurt too. Like, I mean, like how long ago was his last title fight? Was it 2 months ago? He fought.
Yeah, he's fought 4 times this year. Yeah,
he fought Corey Sandhagen in October. So like, I mean, like that could have been it too. Like maybe the body shots built up more on him because he didn't really recover, and it turns out he, like you said, is mortal and needs to. But yeah, like I mean, it was a lot different because obviously Jan won, and like great adjustments by him in the end. But like ultimately, like it wasn't really all that different, despite being very different on the scorecards, which is kind of the wonderful way MMA works.
Yep. Yep. It was a wonderful event, but you're not here for UFC, people. You sickos are here for PFL. You saw
PFL
PFL in the
prelims,
title.
baby.
Exactly. And you're excited. This usually we don't usually do the full events for regional stuff. We're counting this as regional, but yeah, this is a pretty stacked PFL event. If this is indeed their final quote unquote Europe event, I'm sure that they're going to go to Europe still plenty, but if it's their first event they're branding as a Europe event, it's a pretty damn good fight card, that's for sure. So we're going to dive into pretty much 10 out of the 11 fights. All of them are pretty much meaningful fights. So after we of course remind you, it's merch, last chance for the merch holiday sale we have going on right now, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. So that's your last chance to get any of your SG, but most specific MMA podcast merch for 25% off. So remember, holiday is your code at checkout, sportsgamblingpockets.com/store. Type in holiday, get 25% off, get all the good merch for all our shows, but especially the MMA Gambling Podcast. So I don't even have to ask you if you agree about this PFL event, because obviously it's a good event, right?
Obviously, it's a good PFL event. Is the sentence you just said. Yeah, I mean, like, it's good enough. Yeah, like the fun thing about this is that they do seem to be doing pretty well in terms of like gathering up good European talent, which is like even more curious that PFL Europe's going away. Like we're going to see the PFL debut of Liam Gittins. Like, it isn't often that PFL snatches up a Cage Warriors champion that the UFC didn't. Like that's pretty rare. I mean, outside of like Paul Hughes, but like they seem to be getting after it. And you're going to see guys like Gittins and a couple of like really fun Belgian prospects we're going to talk about. But yeah, altogether, it's a pretty fun card.
And of course, they have a colon in the title because they have to. PFL Europe 4 2025 finals. Kind of to the point though, which is appreciated. So Saturday, 11 a.m. start time in Lyon, France. If you want to go to it, LDLC Arena in Lyon. 11 fights in a cage. Let's jump into her, shall we? I mean, get the right tab open here. We're doing the regional stay. No odds yet, but PFL are very easy to find odds, so you won't be searching for much longer if they're not up by the time you hear this episode. All right, we're doing prelims, as I said. Let's get the right order here. We're starting off with a female, and women's. Same thing. Women's flyweight belt. Paulina Wiśniewska, excuse me. She is from Poland. Sabrinna de Sousa, not from Poland, not from Brazil either. She's from
Brazil.
Bahrain.
She's from Brazil.
Technically, she is okay.
Yeah, she's one of those like Bahrain seems to have like they're like government like got a whole bunch of athletes to say they're Bahrainian when they're like from other countries, but now they have dual citizenship or whatever, and they can use their practice facilities. And Sabrinna de Sousa was born in Brazil.
All right, that makes sense then. We're going to tell you about the Polish fighter first. Wiśniewska 6-0, 2 knockouts, 1 submission, 4-0 in PFL, the 2024 champion of one of their tournaments. 2 straight wins via finish, 3 inches taller than de Sousa, 7-inch reach advantage. So very big size discrepancy here at flyweight. De Sousa 4-0, 2 knockouts, 1 submission, 1-0 in PFL, regional champ. Used to fight up at bantamweight. 0-1 is pro grappler, 2 years younger than Wiśniewska. Someone's losing their 0 unless it's a draw or no contest.
Yeah,
Gumby.
I think Wiśniewska is going to be the favorite, right? Slightly bigger record. She already won a PFL season. Been around the block for a while. So like, I'm going to guess she's like -200 and maybe like a +175 on Sabrinna de Sousa. I'm going to go dog right out the gate. I'm going to take Sabrinna de Sousa. First of all, she's a short queen. We always pick short queens here on this year podcast. I think she's like 5'3",
5'3".
Like a stocky 5'3" too. And I actually like that about her, is especially because like if you watch Wiśniewska, she's like she clearly got like more of a Muay Thai style in her striking. She winds up crashing into the clinch a lot and seems to like it. But de Sousa, if you watch all of her past fights, does an excellent job of like framing and getting away from her. Also because Wiśniewska is like a little bit more upright. We've seen her getting taken down a lot, particularly when she like clashes into the clinch. She fought Wojcik, I want to say 2 or 3 fights ago, and she got taken down almost immediately in there. I think de Sousa's got a path to doing that. De Sousa's also got like a really nice 1-2. She closes the distance well in it. Obviously, she's like had to close the distance well in it because she's only 5'3". And actually, she used to fight Amy at 145 pounds.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is crazy at 5'3". And her Amy career is nuts. She fought some like absolutely insane fight. She's a 4-time IMMAF champion, world champion. So like a 4-time amateur champion. She beat Cicely Bolander. She beat Michelle Montague, who's in the UFC now, and Claudia Segula, who's in the UFC now. She beat all of them. And I think she beat Montague twice, if I'm not mistaken. So she has already fought and beat like incredible fighters. So while she's 4-0, she's actually like 19-0 as a fighter. So like crazy resume for somebody who looks like she does. So like I think between the fact that she's like pretty good in the grappling, if she needs to, she closes the distance well. I think she's going to be stronger in the clinch than Wiśniewska. As long as she doesn't like gas out, which I think, being a little bit shorter and having a little bit more weight that you can give up there, I think she should be fine. So give me Sabrinna de Sousa, hopefully as a sizable underdog.
All right, short queen. Say clashes into the clinch 5 times fast. That's a good tongue twister. Clash in the clinch. All right, de Sousa, lock it in. Hopefully a nice sizable dog for us. All right, we're going to men's now. Men's bantamweight. Gustavo Oliveira, he is from Portugal. Movsar Ibragimov, he is from Belgium. But I'm sure he's not really from Belgium originally, right? Because he's got an Ov at the end of his name.
I think he's actually Belgian.
Oh, yeah, his parents.
Parents probably aren't, but yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Got it. Let's tell you about him first. Ibragimov is 7-0, 4 knockouts, 3 submissions. So he owes his rounds. Definitely. 1-0 in PFL, multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirts, get our merch. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Remember, checkout code is holiday. Used to fight at 145, 3 years younger than Oliveira. Oliveira, nickname is Heart. 11-2. 7 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's never been finished himself. 1-0 in PFL. He's won 3 straight in 506. Past 3 wins, all via TKO. He's not lost since July 2022. Used to fight up at 145. 0-1 in Muay Thai, 1-1 in Pro Karate. 3-inch reach advantage over Ibragimov.
Yeah, and he should probably be in the finals later because he won in the quarterfinals and then got injured and missed his semifinal fight. And now is here fighting a weird prelim fight instead, which is real awkward. You might remember he was the one who had like the knockout of the year candidate when he hit that spinning back elbow and just absolutely crumbled the dude he was fighting. Legendary kind of knockout. I'm kind of hoping that sways the odds here because I'm on Movsar Ibragimov. If you just looked at Ibragimov's name, you're like, oh, he's a Russian guy, and maybe that helps his number out a little bit.
He's a Belgium guy, apparently.
Yeah, we've always talked about the OV kind of helping, but what happens when he's Belgian? I don't know the answer. And what happens when the guy he's fighting is fresh off one of the most devastating knockouts I've ever seen in my whole life? Like, I'm kind of hoping that moves it down into like the, into the 100s would be wonderful. I'd love 100s on Ibragimov. If I was like lining it myself, I'd line it like Ibragimov 300. And basically just because if you watch Oliveira, like he's got the devastating strikes, but like he's not like a high output guy, and he's not a guy who like really gets in your face and gets after it. It's almost like you have to make the mistake. And if you watch Ibragimov, like he's a guy who backpedals a lot and looks for counters, and as a result, like probably stays away from making like over swinging mistakes. Like he's just like waiting for you to do that too. So I think on the feet, you're just going to see like a lot of staring at each other for like long periods of time. And then like Ibragimov is a really good wrestler. Like, like not to belabor the OV point here, but like he wrestles like a guy whose last name is Ibragimov, right? Like he gets to the hips really quick. He's on top. The one thing I would say that I don't like about his grappling game is he tends to be like really stationary on top. Like if he's in guard, he'll just throw punches from guard and maintain his guard for the whole time and doesn't really pass, or I don't know if he doesn't know how to pass or doesn't want to pass or what it is, but he just kind of stays where he is. And then like if you watch Oliveira, like while I really like that recent knockout, like if you go back and watch all of his losses, like all of his losses came from like a lack of being able to defend takedowns. Like he lost a couple in KSW to like Polish wrestlers who were like just good at holding them down, and like not even particularly great ones, but just like Polish wrestlers who could hold them down. So I think Ibragimov fits the bill for the type of guy who can do that to him as well, especially being that like he doesn't get overzealous on the mat. He just like tries to hold his position and like drop some bombs and like, cook the round basically. So I think you're going to see Gustavo Oliveira like kind of settled into the bottom for a couple of rounds here, and looking for the home run shot is pretty much his only hope.
All right. So what was the number you hope to get again?
I think Gustavo Oliveira's recent knockout would probably move it down. Like, I don't know, like -195 on Ibragimov or something like that.
Okay.
But like if I was lining it myself, like I said, Ibragimov would be in like close to 3.
89% Tapology are in on him. So
it's the OV. Tapology is even they're even heavier on the OV. Plus, you don't get to see highlight clips for Oliveira on Tapology.
Yep, there you go. It's true. All right, before we get you more winning place, tell you about a new sponsor of ours, Kalshi. It's Kalshi. We just partnered up with Kalshi. Is it Kalshi? Do you know, Gumby? Am I saying it right?
I think so. Yeah,
Kalshi?
That sounds right to me.
Kalshi. Anyhow, Kalshi. It's a real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states. In all 50 states, you can trade tons of markets in sports, including NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, and more. Plus, you can even trade props like first touchdowns. Besides sports, they have tons of other markets, including politics, entertainment, even the weather. Gumby, your weather machine could come in handy, eh? Gumby controls the weather, if people haven't heard. So yeah, Kalshi, you can trade anything. So check out Kalshi. New customers get $20 when they use promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi or Kalshi, Kalshi, promo code SGPN. So check it out. All right, we are moving on up the fight card. Once I actually get to it, someone named Hughes is fighting next. Someone named Chizov is fighting next. This is actually a tournament championship. This shows you how stacked the fight card is. The Europe championships,
or just how they're putting Europe out to pasture.
Yeah, exactly. European championships, which is what this event is. It's the tournament championships. They're on the prelims, so it's kind of like tough. Tournament championship. Connor Hughes. He is from England. Aleksandr with no E in it. Chizov. He is from Latvia. 3 5-minute rounds. No, they do 5 5-minute rounds. 155. We will tell you about Hughes first. 12-2, 6 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been knocked out once. He owes his rounds. 5-2 in PFL. He's won 2 straight and 5 of 6. Past 2 wins, both via TKO. Chizov, same nickname as me, Gumby. Do you know what it is?
No.
Pretty boy. I guess I set myself up there. You could have said anything. You could have said something horrible. But Gumby's too nice. Chizov, 12-3, 7 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. He owes his rounds as well. 3-2 in PFL. He's won 2 straight. Before that, he lost 2 straight. He has multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Remember, merch store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Holidays, your checkout code. Used to fight at 170. Chizov, an inch taller than Hughes, 2-inch reach advantage.
Yeah, so for this one, I'm going to go with Hughes. The line I wrote down here, -200. Chizov, no V name too, but he's Latvian, so who knows what the hell that means. He doesn't fight like the OVs that we've been talking about. I think when I watched him, the comp I made was, it looks like he wants to be Conor McGregor on the feet, like real low hands, pull back counters, check hooks, things like that. Like he very much wants to, like Pretty Boy is probably the perfect nickname. He wants to be like a pretty boy on the feet, I would say is what I see. And then like Hughes is just like the utter opposite of that. And that's why I like him in this fight. Like if you watch Hughes, he's just like, everything is where it's supposed to be. He's compact on the feet. He keeps his chin down. He keeps his hands up. He moves his head off the center line. His footwork's good. He cuts the cage off well. He never throws just one strike. It's always combinations. He puts pressure on. He's got decent wrestling. Like he just does like every little thing right. To the point where like, he fought Jakub Kashuba in the finals of the first year of PFL Europe. And like, probably gave Kashuba the toughest fight he's had so far, right? Kashuba's 15-0 at this point, and like Hughes is probably the only one who gave him like a serious run in any of those 15 fights. Now, granted, he did get stopped in the 4th round, but for those first 3 rounds, he was right there. And some of it's that he can wrestle a little bit and made Kashuba work physically and worked against the cage really well. And again, the pressure is right there. So for me, like it's kind of like watching Chizov, it feels like he's going to need to like snipe and knock him out maybe in order to try to win. And like nobody's really done that to Hughes because he is so like, especially defensively fundamental. And so I don't see Chizov being able to find that chin. And as a result, I like Hughes here. And I think the books will too. So my guess is, right around -200 for Hughes.
All right. Hughes is the play. We got another Belgian fighter with a non-Belgian name coming up. Light heavyweights. Boris, Mbarga, Atangana, Guilherme, Soares. So we got Belgium versus Portugal at 205. We'll talk about Soares for 17-7, 6 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted once. This is his debut in PFL. He's won 4 straight and 6 of 9. He's not lost since July 2017. Regional champion. He's fought at 170 and 185. 2011 Pro MMA debut, 2 inches taller than Atangana. Atangana is modern gladiator. 7-0, 6 knockouts, 1 submission. You owe us round, sir. 2-0 in PFL. He's fight at heavyweight, 4-inch reach advantage over Soares.
Yeah, I think Atangana is probably going to be a huge favorite here. My guess is like 4s or 500s. If you watch his recent fights, like this dude is just going in there and sleeping dudes with like big right hands. And he, to be fair, he like kind of overthrows the right hand, in my opinion. It's light heavyweight. People get sloppy in light heavyweight, particularly in the regionals and particularly against like a lower level of competition. But he like really overthrows his right hand and kind of catches himself off guard. But like at the same time, like I don't see Soares as the type of guy who's going to exploit that. Like Soares is very upright. He himself doesn't have a lot of intention on his shots. It looks like he would rather grapple. I watched his fight back with Robin Bruce. He fought, who's a guy who's, not a bad regional fighter, but tends to be more of a kickboxer. And he like instantly wanted to get to the grappling. His shot doesn't look great. He hit a body lock takedown that was almost like he grabbed him in a hug and just kept running. And I'm like, I don't think that works against Atangana because like Atangana is like so strong and powerful. So like there's that piece there. And then on top of that too, I went back and found a fight where Atangana fought Rafael Pessoa. Remember Rafael Pessoa from the UFC?
Yes.
He fought like Tanner Boser and a couple of guys like that up at heavyweight, I think. But whatever it was, Atangana fought him at heavyweight on the regional scene. And he like got in on a pretty good double leg takedown during that fight. Took down a heavyweight who's like not a terrible wrestler, which was kind of surprising for me because all of his recent fights are him just like winging right hands as hard as he can. So it gave me a little bit of extra confidence in Atangana because like if he's just a guy who wings right hands, you're like, oh, but yeah, well, what happens when he wrestles? But like if he's offensively wrestled in his past, you like know there's some level of that in there that can probably stop Soares. So I think on the feet, he's way more dangerous, way more powerful. He's less upright. He moves forward better. I think all of those things lead to him probably knocking Soares out here. So I'm going to take out Atangana. My guess is it's probably going to be way up in like an unplayable range though. So I'll take him anyway though.
Take the knockout prop then, right?
Yeah, if you can find a knockout prop. I don't know if it's going to be better is the only problem though. You know what I mean? Like this could be a fight where you see like a negative 500 money line and like a negative 300 knockout prop just because like that's the way he's going to finish it. Like the under isn't even going to look good in this. So yeah, I'll take out Atangana, but like, man, if you could find a way to make it playable, props to you.
All right. I forgot to tell you about last ad break. I forgot to tell you about Underdog. Can't forget about Underdog. Gummy's going to give you winning play. Underdog is your home for pick 'em entries where you can win up to 5,000 times your entry. Now Gummy's going to give you a winning play.
I almost asked you about that, but I didn't. Yeah, I'm going to take, let's see. We got Sunday night basketball. Let's go with Denny Avdija. Is that how you say that name? Avdija?
Avdija, I think it is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The dude from the Blazers.
Yeah.
I write it a lot. I don't say it out loud very often. Let's go with his PRA. It's listed at 41.5 right now. The dude's basically putting up a triple double every time he plays. So give me that as he takes on the Grizzlies tonight.
All right. Plus, Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code MMASGPN. While I got you, let's talk about Novig. That's Novig. We're also brought to you by them. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig, you're getting the best prices because they have reduced juice. Novig is available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. So get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. And finally, Rhythm. Rhythm has crushed NFL this season, especially on props. They've been really good at identifying when to fade players and take those unders. College basketball is up and running, and with 300 plus schools, Rhythm has predictions for every game, every night. Pairs nicely with the daily. The college experience shows with Mac, Colby, and Noah. Every game, you're prepared. It's super easy to sign up, run predictions off the house model, or make your own and play with these sliders. With so many sports and the holidays, this makes it easy to get an elite prediction on a game. That way you can focus on other sports. Gumby's going to give you something to take your mind off it and give you a winner. You don't have to think about, right?
Sure. We just talked about the Blazers, so I'll take them over the Grizzlies tonight. Grizzlies haven't really impressed me. I'm not in on Zach Edey and gang. So yeah, give me the Blazers with the. We'll go on the money line tonight.
You're not the only one who is not impressed by the Grizzlies. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. So download Rhythm, RITHMM, and use promo code SGPN25. All right. I think I was so excited about our new sponsor. I totally blanked on.
You gave them their own slot.
Our old reliable ones. I gave them their own slot. Yes. Can't forget about Underdog and the rest of our valued sponsors. All right, we're to our main event. It is a main event prelims, mind you. It is for the Bantamweight Tournament Championship, PFL Europe. 5-minute rounds. Dean Garrett from England. Baris Garnett, excuse me. Yes, Dean Garnett. Baris Adiguzel from France. I'll tell you about Adiguzel first. He's the sniper. 9-1, 7 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once. He owes his rounds. 1-0 in PFL. He's won 4 straight via TKO. He's not lost since May 2023. He's a regional champ, or was a regional champ. He's fight at 145. 0-1 is pro kickboxer. 11 years younger than Garnett. 7-inch reach advantage. Garnett 14-3-1. 3 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted twice. 2-1 in PFL. He's won 2 straight and 6 of 7 submission win in his last bout. 0-1 in Bellator, our RIP. Regional champ. Used to fight at 135. 2010 pro MMA debut. 1-0 in custom rules fighting, which could be fun depending on what it is. An inch of height over Adiguzel.
I think Adiguzel is going to be the favorite here. I don't think much though, because he's the one who filled in for Gustavo Oliveira on the in the semifinals. Like he's only got 1 fight in PFL, and like the nickname Sniper is apt, right? Like if you go back and you look at his record, it's like all finishes inside of 2 minutes. A lot of kicks to the body. I mean, like he's really great from range. I will say that. The level of competition, not great. Because even the other guy he faced in the semifinals was a fill-in. They were both fill-ins, both the original opponents who won in the quarterfinals dropped out of that fight. So, like, you know, he hasn't fought really a high level of competition, and he's just like out there starching dudes super quick. I think I'm gonna go with Garnett. My guess is like, you know, like plus 115, plus 120, like just a slight underdog on that side. And the reason I like him is just like, dude, I doubted him in the fight with Jan Seplikowski in the semifinals. And like, I was like, he's not very good anywhere. He's not like over, he's just like an absolute grinder. You know, hold you against the cage, zap every ounce of your energy out of you. You know, take a shot, but then like get right in and make your life hell again. And like, if he does that, like he did against Seplikowski, I don't know that Adiguzel is ready for that type of fight. Because if you look at fights that are over, I think it was over 2.5 minutes long, Adiguzel is 1-1 in his career. He's 1-1 in his career in fights that last longer than half a round. And like, Garnett is a guy who gets better as the fight goes, and he zapped every ounce of Seplikowski's will. Like that dude just looked like he had no interest in being in there anymore at the end of that fight, and wound up getting rear naked choked. And like, I thought that guy was going to win the tournament, and now Garnett went in there and basically stole that from him. So I really like Dean Garnett. I think he's just tough enough that like is going to give Baris Adiguzel like a terrible fight. And for that reason, I'll take him hopefully here as a slight underdog.
All right. Lock it in. There. I went back to the old lock it in that you like, Gumby. Let's give you a recap. He starts and ends with the dog here. He's got Garnett. He's got Atangana. He has got Hughes. He has got Ibragimov. He has got De Sousa. And you're set for the prelim portion of PFL Europe. We'll be hanging out in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. We'll be checking the comments on YouTube if you want to get at us there. MMA Gambling Podcast. Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Real, and I'm at Jeff Fox Writer. At Jeff Fox Writer on Instagram. Check out my Substack. Enter the last pick'em contest of the year for the UFC at moneymma.substack.com. Gumby, Top Turtle Podcast. Do we know who's on this upcoming week's episode?
Yeah, we actually got 3 fighters who are on the last fight card of the year. We got Steven Asplund, fan favorite, Morgan Charrier from over in France, and then from up in your neck of the woods, actually not your neck of the woods at all, but your country, Jamie Lynn Horth.
Yeah, she's from
British
out
Columbia.
west, right?
Squamish, yes. British Columbia.
Really not close at all, but yes, but we still call her our own. So, all right, cool. So that's Top Turtle. And of course, we're at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Remember, checkout code is holiday, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We'll be back tomorrow or today. Well, we're doing 4 episodes.
We're gonna drop 2 today.
We'll 2 today, okay.
Yeah, I'll give you another one today.
Yeah. We're doing 4 regional ones today. So we'll talk to you very soon. The Sniper, Jeff Fox, Modern Gladiator, Gumby Vreeland. Bye-bye.